Hi everyone, welcome to another video. First off, I want to start by saying thank you so much for reaching 1,000 subscribers. Welcome all new subscribers, and thank you to all of my subscribers who have been with me since the beginning. I really appreciate each and every single one of you and the sweet comments that you guys leave me. I read all of them and it means so much to me. I really want to thank you guys truly. Some updates. I made a new Instagram. It's linked in every video now below, so please check that out and follow if you're interested. I wanted to do something special for 1,000 subscribers, maybe do a Q&A video. This is Ellen from the future. Please drop your questions down below in the comments section or send it to me through my Instagram, which is also linked below. I just made it and I would love for you guys to follow me and keep up, and I don't know what you guys want to see, but let me know. So this isn't my 1,000 subscriber special video, even though I know we just hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday and I'm so happy about that. I'm so excited. I never thought I'd get here, but what can I say? I love YouTube and I hope to be doing it for a long time, and it's just a fun hobby of mine. I'd love to know you guys' thoughts though, what you want to see, what kind of content you're interested in. So I had a general thought today about this video that I watched. It's Madeline Argy's podcast actually. I believe the video was titled Fighting as a Currency of Love. In that video, the major topic was that a lot of people see fighting as a measure of how much someone loves you or not. And what I mean by that is fighting for your relationship, fighting to keep you in their life, fighting to prove how much they care about you. Because in a lot of households that maybe weren't the most healthy growing up, at least I can say in my specific case, I've always seen chaos as the manifestation of love in my household. So my parents would constantly fight, and it almost seemed like they liked to fight, and that fighting was kind of the way that they proved that they care about each other. Because I think in the perspective of people who love to fight and see fighting as a currency of love, fighting harder and arguing with a person that you love shows how much you care, and it proves to them how much you care. But in my opinion, it has only caused a lot of heartache and a lot of difficult times for me as a child, and it was really tough growing up. But I realized that I also subconsciously internalized that and kind of mimicked those patterns in my personal life and my romantic relationships growing up and later on in life. So I would get into these really bad relationships where we would constantly either be on the top of the world or killing each other, like fighting each other to the death, saying the worst things to each other. And for me, that up and down toxic cycle was like a drug, because it showed to me like this person is willing to fight for me, this person is willing to go through hard times with me, and it was like trauma bonding basically. Of course, very unhealthy, but that was kind of the way I learned to love and the way that I understood love growing up. And thinking about it now, it's really sad, and I know it's really common as well that a lot of people like the fight. They love to argue, they love to trauma bond, they love to grow stronger together as a couple, because they think that getting through those types of arguments is what builds your strength and love as a couple and proves how strong you are. Yeah, I used to think that way as well, where if you could get through a really bad fight, a really stupid argument that wasn't necessary, you can get through those hard times together. That really proves how strong you are as a couple, and that proves how everlasting your love will be and how strong it will be, and it just grows stronger over time if you can overcome adversity. But what I realized as well was that this adversity was being created from us, the relationship itself. It's something that should have never occurred in the first place, because a healthy relationship should never be creating these problems to solve for yourself. These problems should just manifest uncontrollably, not because of you. You shouldn't be creating these problems as tests of love, making someone jealous over something to have them prove to you how much they care about you. That's not love. Setting up little secret tests without telling the other person and seeing if they fail or pass, having these unrealistic expectations for people you love and seeing whether or not they can meet them or not. That's not healthy love. Anyone who's gone through it knows. Anybody who has grown up seeing this chaos in their home, has gone through chaotic relationships themselves, themselves will find themselves gravitating towards people that can recreate this kind of toxicity, who can make them feel like how they felt when they were a kid, because although you know you don't like that, that's what you recognize as love, that's what you feel as love. For me, I always knew it didn't make me feel good, but to me, that's how I measured love. That's how I felt love, if the other person was willing to fight for me or not. Even if it's the problems that I created myself or the problems they created themselves, if they were willing to dig themselves out of this problem that I created it or they created or we created together, then it just proved how much they were willing to sacrifice for me, which makes no sense. So if any of you girls are thinking this way, or guys, just know that that's not normal. While a lot of people may do it, a lot of people may find themselves in these kinds of toxic situations, it's actually really, I think over time, that kind of stress will wear you down. It's going to age you. It's going to cause you to develop disease. Stress is what causes cancer. Stress is what causes all these types of problems. Stress is going to shorten your lifespan, is the point I'm trying to get at. And you should be valuing yourself, and you should be really taking a step back and evaluating your life if that's the pattern you're falling into. That was the pattern I was falling into, and I admit that I was part of the problem, you know. I would do the things that I was mentioning. I would test whether or not someone loves me, whether or not they will fight for me. My upbringing is what caused me to be the way that I am and see things the way that I see things. And I don't blame anyone for it. I don't hate my family for it. I don't look at my parents and say, it's all your fault that I'm like this. Because while yes, they shaped the way I think, my perspective, the way I feel, and how I might have acted in those situations, but in the end, everybody is going through life for the first time. I saw this quote somewhere. I'm not excusing people for their behavior. I'm just saying that although it is because of my upbringing and the things I was exposed to, I can change that. I'm aware now. I'm very self-aware of all of the things that made me the way I am, made me think the way I think. And I know that a lot of people think the same way because they grew up in similar environments, because they went through similar struggles. You know, I know people that are going through similar struggles, and it's always hard for me to see, but I learned it the hard way. You might have to learn it the hard way. They might have to learn it the hard way. Some people go through their whole life stuck in that situation, and that's why I feel so lucky to be so young and be able to see that and correct that behavior for myself and make sure that my life doesn't end up that way, because I don't want it to end up that way. I spent enough time in struggling relationships and trauma bonding and creating my own problems. I'm ready to stop doing that, and I know that a lot of you probably want to stop doing that as well. Maybe you just need to break that cycle, and that's why I'm here, to give you some advice. So yes, I'm turning 24 this year, and I'm tired of getting into these relationships where chaos is the main theme, where unpredictability, instability, feeling like I'm not good enough is the major theme. And I put myself in those situations. You know I did it, but I couldn't help it because I was so insecure. I was so self-hating. I didn't see my value, and it's because I never took a step back to really reflect on my accomplishments and see myself as somebody who deserved good things. I find that really sad because it's just this little inner child, as people say. You need to take care of your inner child. It hasn't healed if you haven't done that reflection and that self-inner work and really realize that you deserve the best and you deserve respect. Just as you're respecting others, you deserve it as much as you think others deserve it. You deserve so much, and it takes a little bit of maturing to get to that point. It takes a little bit of heartache, it takes a little bit of adversity, and that's okay. And if you don't have to go through those things to get to the point where I am, then I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. But most people do. And so I want you to be easy on yourself. I want you to be kind to yourself and forgive yourself. Maturing is really realizing that boringness in life is happiness, it's peace. Being in a routine where you're not constantly guessing whether or not people like you, whether or not they see your value, whether or not you're allowed to like yourself today because this person says you're good or not good. Not having to worry about those things makes you love life so much more, makes you so much more appreciative of just so many little things in life that you should just take in and be grateful for. Like, the sky is blue, it's summer, the sun is shining, you have amazing friends that support you, you have a family that supports you. There's so many ways you can focus on the negative, which I used to do, and just drive myself down into this hole and make myself upset. Sure, like maybe my parents aren't always the most supportive of me. Maybe they're not the most positive. Maybe they hurt me. You know, I can think about and focus on the fact of things that make me unhappy in life, but I can also choose to be focused on the things that make me happy and the things that bring me joy and the things that are important to me. I used to think routine and no drama, no chaos, no boy drama made my life boring and uninteresting. But what was really making my life boring and uninteresting was myself, because I was busy focusing on things that didn't matter. I was busy putting my attention towards things I shouldn't have been, such as chasing men, and I talked about this in my last video. And I was putting attention towards proving myself to people that why would I even want to prove myself to, you know? Like, I should have been learning about myself. I should have been doing what's good for me. I didn't really realize when I transitioned into adult life from graduating from school, because, you know, school was kind of a routine that was made for me. I didn't have to do it myself. I left school feeling so empty, like a shell. I felt like life was so meaningless. It was so pointless. I just went through a really bad breakup and I hated my job at the time. I was thinking, wow, my life has peaked and now it's just going downhill from here, because I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know how to be an adult. I don't have student perks anymore. I don't have friends around me constantly. I have to make plans for myself. I don't have classes I need to be going to. I just need to create my own life, basically, and I had nothing. I really had nothing. My life felt so boring and so meaningless at that point. I didn't have a life purpose. I didn't know what to do. I would just go through the rhythms of life every day, go to work, come home, sit in bed, watch Netflix, and then cry and feel bad about myself and wonder what is wrong with me. And it was only like maybe a couple months ago where I realized I made a routine for myself. I didn't know how to be alone. I didn't know how to make a schedule for myself, make a life that I actually enjoyed, build something for myself, figure out what I liked, because I was so used to just not, you know, being told what to do, going along with what other people wanted, not listening to myself, not listening to my body, my mind, my heart, what I really needed, what I wanted. I just was listening to what I thought I wanted, what I was used to. Used to chaos. I was used to fighting. I was used to being told what to do, listening to what I'm supposed to do, just getting what I had to get done. And I was in survival mode for a lot of my life. My adult life in school was so busy, and at home it was so chaotic all the time. In my relationship it was so toxic. It was just up and down. My life was a roller coaster that I didn't have any control over myself, you know. I was just going with the rhythms of life. And so becoming an adult and having all this freedom suddenly, all this time and nothing to do with it, I looked back and I realized I did all the right things for myself, because I was struggling. I was really struggling to transition into adult life. So I did little things. I took little steps, which at the time they felt like nothing. They felt like I was still doing nothing. I was a failure. I wasn't accomplishing anything in life. But each step I did built the routine I have today. Like, let me give you an example. I was really at a low point in my life last December, and I knew I needed to do something to fix it. So what did I do? I desperately searched for a therapist, which was hard because at the end of the year, everyone was on vacation. Nobody was responding to my emails, and thank God in the New Year's, and I think January, I found one therapist who changed my life. Honestly, she was the best. She was there to support me in my healing journey, my self-growth journey, help me really feel confident and achieve my personal goals, help me focus on myself. I had a session every week, and that was a part of my routine that was so helpful. I didn't realize it at the time, but now looking back, it was a major help in my life, getting me on track, helping me focus on me. Anytime I came to her with a bunch of issues, she would help me redirect it to me in a good way, in a way that actually was implementable into my life. She helped me reflect. She helped me realize the things I was doing wrong, the things that, what other people did to me was wrong. And she really validated me and made me so confident in myself and helped me really add to my life. So I would see her weekly, and that became part of my routine. I started going to classes weekly. I took up some hobbies and I found one that I liked and I stuck with it. I did that once a week, and now I still do it once a week. So that's in my routine now. I got really close with my good friends, and I look forward to seeing them every week. I look forward to making plans with them. I look forward to building these relationships that are so valuable and will be with me for a lifetime. I keep important people around me that I know I want in my life that I didn't get time to focus on when I was in a bad situation and a very codependent relationship. I know that I didn't push them away, but I definitely didn't have as much time for people that were really important to me because I wasn't in a good situation. And I got myself trapped in a situation that wasn't serving me. And I feel no ill feelings towards that person in that time of my life. Honestly, I think it needed to happen for me to realize and to grow and to be the person I am today. So I'm really grateful for that experience, actually. It's hard for me to say sometimes. Sometimes I still feel resentful and angry, but it was ultimately in my control and my fault as well. I just want to say that I really hope that you can all understand my point when I say that chaos and fighting and trauma bonding and going through adversity that never needed to happen in the first place is not love. But you need to be able to recognize signs of that if you're fighting constantly for reasons that aren't uncontrollable. I'll give an example. Let's say someone lies to the other person and you catch them in a lie. But in this lie, they blame you for finding out that they lied in unjust ways, like maybe going through their phone. So they're yelling at you for that. But the issue itself was caused by them, and now they're gaslighting you and telling you that actually it's your fault and that you're obsessive and you're crazy, and the actual issue never gets addressed. So that is a fight that could have been avoided, a fight that should have never happened, and it was caused by the two people in the relationship in the first place. And this is the kind of chaos and toxicity I'm talking about when I say you shouldn't see that as love. Getting through an issue like that shouldn't be seen as love. It shouldn't be seen as reason for you two to be stronger and closer, because that was an issue caused by a person in that relationship. And there was a reason for that mistrust, and there was a reason for that fight to have happened. Going through issues that should have never happened in the first place and was caused by a person in the relationship and going through and getting through that, I don't think is a healthy measure of love, because it is problems created by yourself and it is forced trauma bonding. It's manipulative. It is very unfair and very uncool. Yes, this happened to me, of course. And yes, I know it happens to a lot of girls and a lot of guys. Sure, gaslighting. The point is, issues caused by people themselves. Fighting and getting through those issues is not love. I don't even find that attractive anymore. You know, people that are willing to fight and people that like to fight, always causing issues. That sounds really straightforward, but when you're like I was before, seeing chaos and toxicity as love, it was like a drug, you know. That's like the pattern I would repeat. I'd find people that would go through these patterns with me. It was so addictive, and it was so hard for me to see that peace and quiet and someone who is really kind, respectful, honest with their intentions and never wrongs you is not boring. It's not something that you should take for granted, you know. It's so important, and that's peace and that's happiness, and that's gonna bring you so much love in the long term. It's gonna make you happy. It's gonna make you live longer. It's gonna make your skin glow. It's gonna make you overall live a better quality life. And I don't know why it is that I used to find this chaos that stressed me out, that gave me sleepless nights, that made me cry all night, that made me depressed, that made me hate myself. I don't know why I saw that as something that would ever be good. I hope that none of you are stuck in this kind of cycle, but I know that it is very common and I wanted to talk about it. So thank you so much for watching this video. This is the final look. I'm gonna finish up with a lip gloss. Lippy gloss. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough for 1,000 subscribers and the sweet, amazing, beautiful comments you guys leave in my comment section. When I read it, honestly, this YouTube channel has really changed my life for the better, because you guys are so sweet and you've really helped me with my confidence as well and made me a better person and the person I am today. And I feel like I owe so much to you guys. I'm really grateful. I really hope you guys like this video and this makeup look. This is a cute little romper. It's from Club Monaco. Don't forget to leave some questions for me down below. I want to do a Q&A for 1,000 subscribers. Okay, just put in my earrings, and I wanted to say one more time, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more, and don't forget the takeaway message here. Maturing is finding happiness and peace in boring. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. See you in the next one.